Hello everyone, welcome to the YouTube channel Mission Net Physics Exam. And guys, today in this video we are going to discuss a very important topic of electronics, which is very much expected in your upcoming exam as well, that you can expect or you can have a question based on this topic in your upcoming exam. And what is the topic? That is operational amplifier. So guys, most of the students find this topic difficult. Even they are having doubt or confusion regarding this, that how they can solve or simplify any question based on the operational amplifier. So I hope once you are gonna watch this session till the end, you will not have any confusion regarding this topic and you will be confident about solving the questions based on operational amplifier too. So now let's start the discussion about all these important concepts, all these important points which I am going to explain in this video today. So let's talk about it, guys. The first thing about the operational amplifier you need to know is it's like how we show or represent the operational amplifier. So we show it in this way, we represent it in this manner. Here we are going to have the two input terminals of op-amp. The one we call it the negative terminal or the inverting input terminal, while the another one is the positive one. You can call it the positive input terminal or the non-inverting input terminal. In this case, guys, what's gonna happen? So the negative one, another name is inverting input terminal. Okay, negative input terminal is known as inverting, while the positive one is known as what? The non-inverting input terminal. Now the point is, what will be the rest of the things we need to focus in the op-amp case? See, this is the output, clear, which is simple and easy and clear with the circuit too. So here you will get the output voltage. This is gonna be one input, this is gonna be another input, let's say V1 and V2. Now the another thing will be, either you will have the saturation voltage shown here, clear, for the op-amp. So now sometimes you will get plus 12 volts written here, plus and the minus 12 volts written here this side. Okay, now the point is, okay, let's say we are having the plus and minus values shown, and that is the saturation voltage. What we mean by the saturation voltage, clear? Let's talk about that point. So guys, that tells you that you can't have the output of this op-amp more than this value, okay, which means it cannot give you the 15 volts at the output side. The maximum output voltage you will get will be what? 12 volts. Okay, that's one of the very important points related to operational amplifier, because we can expect and we can get the questions of this type, in which if you will simplify the circuit, if you are solving it or simplifying it, you may get the answer as 50 volts. But if the saturation voltage of that op-amp is 12, you can't get the 50 volts at the output side. And you may even have the options given to you in this manner that will be showing 50 volts. And you will feel like, oh, I got the answer and that's correct. But it is not. Why? Because it is the value which is the maximum, the magnitude if we will talk about, okay, which can be the maximum value of the output voltage of that kind of op-amp. After knowing about this thing, guys, now you need to know about the next point. What is the next point? Next point will be related to the feedback part. Whenever you are going to consider the op-amp now, you have to focus what kind of feedback has been provided in that particular circuit. Is it positive feedback or is it a negative feedback? So if it will be a negative feedback, what I mean by negative feedback, I will just show you in the circuit. So if some part of the output voltage we are providing back to the input side towards the negative terminal, we call it the feedback, which is negative feedback. And whenever you will have a negative feedback given to the op-amp, we can say that it is what? It is working, or it can work as amplifier. Okay. Now the other point, if the feedback will be on the positive side, then what will happen? Then it can be oscillator, because for being an oscillator it needs to satisfy some of the conditions. So if it will satisfy those conditions, like the Barkhausen criteria is there, done, then we will say, okay, whenever the positive feedback is there and it satisfies the oscillator's condition, then we will say, oh, it's oscillator. But normally with the negative feedback we get the amplifier circuit. Okay, now let's talk about the next point. Once you got to know about this point, now you need to know about the another thing. how many different types of amplifiers you can have. So depending on where, we will talk about two mainly right now. Why? Because I will explain you even if something else has been given. Okay, three. Done. So something else has been given. Three conditions I will explain now. So in that case, what you have to do? Okay. So with these examples, you will be able to get that clearly, that what you have to do if you are having any such type of circuit given to you related to op-amp. So if it is the negative terminal, it is the positive terminal. Now what I am doing, I am giving the input towards this side, let's say that is V input. Okay, and here we have provided the feedback path. Clear? It is just a normal block diagram. I am just, you can say not a kind of block diagram, because block diagram should have this thing, but it's something I'm just showing you as a normal circuit. But if I will make it proper way, in the proper manner, so it should be like this. Let me just put the resistance in between as well, like accurate circuit then we will have. See, negative input terminal, positive input terminal. Okay, the input we are providing towards the negative input terminal side, while the positive input terminal we are grounding it, like it has been grounded. Okay, the output voltage you are getting here, the input voltage you provided V input, now you are providing the feedback. Okay, in the feedback path you are also having a resistance connected here, that is the feedback resistance. So in the last circuit I was not drawing the resistance, but exactly the type of circuit which you will have, okay, will also have the resistance in it. Clear? Now you can even say, okay, why I am not showing the saturation voltage in this case? Is it necessary and compulsory to show it? No. But whenever it will be in the circuits given to you, okay, most of the times it will not be there, but if any time it is there, you have to be careful about the output value you are writing. Or even if it has been mentioned in the question statement, you have to be careful about it. So let's say this is what the feedback resistance, this is what the input resistance. Now what will happen? Here most of the times you can get even any other kind of circuit. Okay, but once you will understand this one, now you will be ready to solve any such type of circuit. Be careful about it. This is inverting amplifier. What is this? Inverting amplifier. Clear? Another point, if it is inverting amplifier, how you will be able to identify it? Because you can see the input voltage has been provided or applied on the negative input terminal, which means the inverting input terminal, and the other input terminal has been grounded. The another thing, the word I have mentioned amplifier here, will be for the negative feedback. Okay, so feedback always we are going to consider right now in this discussion, which will be negative feedback. Now the point is, okay, we got to know about the circuit where we need to provide the input, what should be the feedback, where should be the feedback given. Now what next? The next thing is you need to find its gain expression. When we generally say the word gain, we are talking about the voltage gain. Voltage gain means what? The output voltage upon the input voltage. Or even when I will say just gain, I am talking about the voltage gain. Okay. Now, next point is, okay, alright, we just need to find the gain. If we will have an idea about the gain expression, we will simply be able to get the output voltage from here if we know the input voltage just by cross multiplying it on the other side. Now the point is, okay, what we will have to do to find the gain expression? We will apply the KCL concept here. What is this KCL? That's going to be Kirchhoff's current law. Why and how we will apply it? So basically, let's say there is some input current, okay, and then when you are providing the feedback through this path, what is the feedback concept? Feedback means whatever output you got, some part of that output voltage will go back towards the input side. That means which direction? This direction. Clear? So now at this junction, all the currents will be what? Entering current. Is there any current which is emitting out, like which is going out, moving out from that junction? We can just consider the two currents right now. Okay. Now next point. So when we are considering these two currents in this way, what will happen? What will be the voltage at this point? So there is another concept which is known as the virtual ground concept. Okay, virtual ground concept of op-amp. So what is this virtual ground concept of op-amp? We generally consider the two input terminals of the op-amp are connected to each other. Okay, internally they have been connected, which means when they have been connected internally, whatever voltage we will have at this point will also be at this point, this terminal. Okay, whatever will be here, since it has been grounded, it will even have a voltage 0 at this point. And since we are considering they have been connected together internally, so it will also have the 0 volts and it will also have the 0 volts. Clear? Now you got to know about the voltage. Now if you are going to consider the total incoming current at that junction, how you can apply the KCL? The KCL statement is the total sum of current entering to the junction will be equal to the total sum of current leaving that junction. Okay, either take it in this way, or you can say the sum of total current, okay, will be 0. But in that case, if there is entering current and there is leaving current, you have to take the different sign of both. So entering, if you are taking positive, leaving you have to take negative. Okay, any one sign you have to change if you are taking the sum of currents. Okay, in this case what will happen if I want to find the current in this path? Okay, so that will be final point voltage minus initial point voltage upon the resistance in between. So 0 minus V input final point, because current is moving in this direction, okay, flowing in this direction, and it's going to be 0 minus V input upon R input, plus it's going to be again for this one the final, that's going to be 0 minus what will be the voltage at this point, that will be V output, same. Okay, V output upon RF, that is the feedback resistance, equal to 0. Now your target was to get the gain. Gain is what? V output upon V input. Let's write it on the next slide. It will be minus V input upon R input is equal to what? It's going to be V output upon RF. Okay, this is what you have got after applying the KCL. Clear? If you will have any doubt anywhere, you can just mention it in the comments. We will try to discuss that point. Cross multiply. You will get V output upon V input. I am writing this side, this value on the other side. Okay, just change the side. And it's going to be minus RF upon R input. This is what? This is the gain expression of what? Gain for the inverting amplifier. So always you will have this gain expression, but how we are driving it, how we are getting it. Okay, so the derivation part will also be clear to all of you now, and in the same way, even if they will make some modifications, some changes in the circuit, you will be able to simplify it and you will be able to get it. Clear? Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna give you the circuit, that is the second circuit, and I'm even gonna tell you about its output expression. Okay, so let's talk about it. I hope the previous one is clear. And one more thing guys, if possible, try to memorize this expression too. Focus on the type of input or where the input has been provided, what kind of feedback has been provided, and rest of the things too. They are important, because if you will consider them correct, then you will simply be able to use this expression directly in the exam, and which will help you to save your time too. Okay, next point. If your circuit which has been given to you is in this way, how? See, the input has been provided. Okay, let's say I'm just going to draw it directly. Just a second. See, if input has been provided towards the positive terminal side, what is the positive terminal's name? That's non-inverting terminal, while the other negative terminal has been grounded. Clear? Like this, and there is input resistance present. Also, feedback part we have to consider towards which side we can take the feedback, towards negative side, because that will be making our circuit as amplifier. If we will change the feedback from negative to positive, it will become some other circuit. Okay, now in this case you can see the input has been provided on the non-inverting terminal, and this is non-inverting amplifier circuit. Now again you want to find what? You want to find the gain of the circuit. So in this case, this voltage will be V input due to the virtual ground concept. Okay, because we consider the terminals have been connected internally to each other. Now next point, if we will consider the current, okay, so here this and this way you have to consider it. At this junction, once again you will have to apply the KCL. So what it will be? Final voltage minus initial voltage, because it has been grounded, so 0 upon R input, plus again it's gonna be final minus initial, that is V output here this side, upon R, okay, that is RF. Let's write it in this way so that it will be more clear to us. And the sum of all the currents equal to 0, because both were just entering, so we will have to take, like, we will consider the same sign. Otherwise, if one will be entering and one will be leaving, we have to take different signs even when we are writing the currents on the same side. But if you will take total current entering equal to total current leaving from the junction, then you don't need to worry about the sign. Then you will just normally write it. Okay, let's simplify this one. Take the V input common. You will get 1 upon R input plus 1 upon RF is equal to what? That will be V output upon RF. Okay, and what will happen in this way? You got, see, you can take 1 upon RF common from this. Okay, so when you will take 1 upon RF common, what you will get from here? That will be, see, V input upon RF, that will give you RF upon R input plus 1. Okay, that is equal to what? That's gonna be V output upon RF. RF will get cancelled out. The V output upon V input expression will be just equal to what? 1 plus RF upon R input. That's it. Again, you got the standard gain expression for the non-inverting amplifier. So you have to focus on the circuit. You have to see, okay, the final expression or the gain expression is exactly same as it is for the standard circuit, and that's good. Okay, now you know it. Next one, I'm going to tell you about one more concept, okay, and this will make many things clear to you. At the same time, guys, even if you want to check it out with the complete derivation steps, you can go for that. But if you just want to consider it in the same way directly, you can even do that thing. But I would say, since with the first two circuits, now you know how the things work, what kind of derivation we need to do, we do basically. Okay, I think now you will simply be able to consider anything like this. Also, if in any op-amp you are not taking the feedback, in that case you will say that it is gonna be the open loop op-amp in which the feedback will not be present. Okay, V1, V2. Next point, there will be some voltage. There is, let's say, R1, R2, R3, R4. Don't consider that R2, R3, R4 have been written here or here or here, because that can get changed anywhere. Okay, in other circuit they may take R1 here, R2 here. Focus on where that particular resistance is present and accordingly take the steps. So if I want to find the voltage at this point A, okay, because once I will get to know about it, same voltage will be here, and by applying KCL, if they are asking you to find the gain or they are asking you to find anything, you can do that. And this type of circuit is known as the differential amplifier. The feedback has been provided towards the negative input terminal. The another thing is the input has been provided on both the terminals. Okay, now the next point. If I want to find the voltage at the point A, what it will be, how we can know about it? There is a trick. What is that trick? Just multiply this voltage V2, okay, with this resistance R2. And now I am showing you the position so that you will not get confused. Even the symbols are different somewhere. Circuit, like anything has been shown now. If circuit of this type is there, you can just find it out. Upon sum of both the resistance R1, R2. What is this R1? This one, and R2, this one. So V2 multiplied with R2 upon the sum of these two. And that's how you got the voltage at this point. Rest of the things like we have done, because this voltage which is at this point will be same at this point too. Okay, because of the virtual ground concept. Next, you know that you can go with the KCL concept and just get whatever you want, whether gain, whether output voltage or anything they have asked. Clear? So guys, I hope each and everything whatever we have discussed in this session today will be clear to all of you, and now you will have a confidence that okay, at least you know how to solve or simplify the op-amp based questions. In the same way, we will keep on discussing more important concepts, more important questions, more important topics in our sessions. So if you are new on this channel, that is Mission Net Physics Exam, then you can subscribe this channel by clicking on the subscribe button below this video. Also click on the bell icon to get the notification regarding the new videos which I will upload on this channel, that is Mission Net Physics Exam. Thank you so much everyone for watching this video till the end. Also guys, I'm just going to provide you quick update regarding the Unacademy Plus subscription too. So if you want to attend the more regular live classes by the top educators we are having on Unacademy Plus for your upcoming CSIR Net Physics exam preparation, then you can take the Unacademy Plus subscription. If you will take the Unacademy Plus subscription, after that you will be able to attend the live classes and the most important, well structured and well planned courses by the top educators we are having on Unacademy Plus for your upcoming CSIR Net Physics exam preparation. Also guys, in each and every course we are having doubt clearing sessions which will surely help you to clear the concepts. If something is not clear to you, you can ask about them. Okay, so like in this way you will be able to get everything clearly. Even at this point of time, if somebody is taking the Unacademy Plus subscription, guys, even if you want to check out the previous course classes or the like if any course is going on, okay, there are some of the classes of that course which have already been conducted and you want to check them. So in this way what will happen, you will be able to check the recordings of those sessions as well and you will be able to cover up that part. And by chance if you are having some doubt somewhere, so in the doubt clearing session you can ask about them, okay, and that's how everything will keep on getting clear to you. And whenever you are going to take the Unacademy Plus subscription, guys, you can use and apply the referral code which is Anjali Arora as mentioned here on the screen. No space in between, spelling should be same, that's how you need to write it and apply it. Also guys, at the same time when you will apply this referral code, you will get the 10% discount in the total Unacademy Plus subscription amount. Clear? And there are going to be many courses for the different streams. For example, if somebody is preparing for physical science, okay, CSIR Net Physical Science exam, so they will get the courses for their preparation. As well as if you want to prepare for the part A of the exam or the question paper, so even for that there will be separate courses and you will be able to attend those courses as well if you are going to take the Unacademy Plus subscription. Clear? So that's how guys, everything will help you a lot in your preparation. And if you think you want to prepare, you want to take your preparation to a very good level with the guidance of top educators, then you can take the Unacademy Plus subscription. And like I've told you about the referral code too, so whenever you will take the subscription you can use and apply this as well. Thank you so much everyone for joining this session. Thank you.